So people ask, when you propose, should you give her the ring kneeling down? It's like this, 2 seconds before sunset, the sun is coming down. He's playing the tune. I don't know. Let's say her name is Sharona, right? So he's asking the band to play My Sharona, right? It's a song, right? And then he goes down on his knees and he takes the little box and he says, "Would you marry me?" And she says, "No." "Would you marry me?" Right? Are you supposed to do this? Is this the right way to propose? Is there anything wrong with it? You're allowed to do so. So let's look at the history of proposals in that matter. So as we started to say earlier, after the World War, where the diamonds were not doing so well, and there was a great need by the diamond cartel, aka De Beers, to push their diamonds, so they did something very smart. They decided and realized everybody is an idiot, and they basically can make people do what they want. So how did they do it? They start promoting the diamond with slogans. For example, "Diamonds are woman's best friend. Diamonds are forever." Even made a movie, "Diamonds are forever." James Bond. Very good. James Bond. That's right. So now, what do? They start giving celebrities, movie stars, celebrities, the engagement ring with the stone on top. By the way, if you look at Jewish culture and traditions in terms of how different communities used to celebrate engagements and so on and so forth, it's something completely different than what we do today. Completely different. And there was no going on the knees and giving a ring and so on. It's something. It's not the scope of this conversation, but you should look into it. It's fascinating. It's completely different. So they created this thing that they gave celebrities diamond ring and so on and so forth, and they created a hype about it. When they deliberately interview, a celebrity will come with a ring like this and says, "Oh, where'd you get? Oh, my 17th husband proposed this for me." And how did he do that? Well, he went down on his knees and he did that. Like the knights when they were knighting the queen, the king was knighting the thing. So he's like the knight in shining armor, coming to your emotional rescue. That's the Rolling Stones. But, going down on the knees and giving her the ring, and she feels, So they created that. They start giving those rings to celebrities. They start showing them in movies. They made sure that the ring was that. I'll give you an example. In diamonds, different shapes, it's like a fashion. Different shapes are in style, and certain shapes are not in style. Okay? So let's say, for example, the pear shape, the diamond that looks like a teardrop, was not a popular shape. It was to be old until Richard Burton gave Elizabeth Taylor a big diamond necklace or ring with a pear shape. Then everybody wanted pear shapes, and pear shape became expensive. Okay. Of course, the round diamond was always in style, but then they had extra things, and so they made different facets, and they created the princess cut, the princess cut was given to Princess Diana, and everybody wanted to be a princess, so everybody got a princess cut, and all of a sudden they resurrected the cushion cut, and all kind of and it's all a marketing scheme that everybody falls to. So this whole thing of proposal, as you could see, it's nothing written, there's nothing romantic about it. It's just an indication that you are a absolute follower of whatever is being dictated to you by marketers. I think that it's more appropriate for a Jewish person to understand what this engagement means. I think you should pay more attention to who are they getting engaged to, what the engagement process is, if they match, and to make sure that it's after that, after the marriage. He would ask her all the time how she's doing, and ask your wife, and pay attention to your wife. Say to her, "You look pretty today." Call her up once a day. "How are you? Is everything okay?" Make sure to acknowledge her existence. Believe me, she would not need diamonds. And if she still needs a diamond, I think you married the wrong wife. It's nice to have a diamond, but he decides to have the diamond as the husband, not the diamond on the finger. And ultimately so it's not only about kneeling down and giving the ring, with this like almost like a Spanish telenovela with the sunset, with the light, Not only that, even the actual giving of the ring itself, there's something wrong with it. It's not something Jewish. For example, in Turkey, they used to give a certain as the process of the wedding proceeded, the woman used to get other stuff. So they used to have a certain golden choker that was with chains, like it's almost like the Crow Indian necklace, but instead of having beads, it was gold like this. And she would get ring, and she would get a matching bracelet, which was only for Jewish women. They wore a certain bracelet, with a clip, with all kind of chains like this, and so on and so forth. Certain cultures gave the women a bangle bracelet, like the Indian bangle bracelet. Certain cultures, like in Saloniki, a woman would get a pearl strings of pearls, small one, big one, and so on and so forth, and on and on and on and on and on. But there was never a diamond ring on a thing. That would made it all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There was more attention to the details than to the external aspect of that. So yes, if you want to propose, I don't think there is anything wrong in terms of that. Maybe because of Chokot Goyim, maybe that's what the Goyim do. You go down to your knees and you say, and what are you going to do afterwards? You're going to say to her, "You lost that loving feeling." Doom, doom, doom. I mean, we copy everything we see in movies. I've seen this, by the way, also. I would want them to a wedding of a Jewish guy, and he had like all his friends from fraternity, and right before he was going down to the ceremony starts, all his friends, like 20-something friends, all wearing tuxedos, stood up on the stairs and they were singing, "You lost that loving feeling," from Top Gun, the movie, So they were singing that. Just so happens that a month later they went on vacation to Hollywood. A month later they were divorced already. But that, nothing is original anymore in terms of that. So, since we don't investigate to our traditions, we tend to copy traditions from movies or from marketers. So it's basically a testimony upon yourself of poor awareness in terms of that. But go change the world today. To find a girl who would be willing to, for example, not get the diamond ring upon proposal, good luck with that. I, for example, gave my wife our engagement ring about 4 years after we were married. That was it. I didn't have money at the time, so who needs an engagement ring, But when I was in Israel, when I lived in Israel, at the beginning, we just started to see people started to give engagement rings. So it was like a little thing with a stone, a color stone, and then all of a sudden it grows. It's everything else. Oh, why them and not me? And everybody copies, but nothing is original and authentic about this anymore. So everybody should really see what they will. I would think it will be much more beautiful if we give. And according to our traditions, for example, let's say Indian Jews give this, so she's marrying you, right? So you give her what and Bukhari Jews give like this, and Turkish Jews give like this, and Persian Jews like this, and Ashkenazi Jews gives whatever they give, and everybody should find out what they, rather than to make it the universal thing around the globe that everybody gives the same thing. It doesn't make a difference if you're Chinese or you are every kiss begins with K, like everything is like, and you do see it there. There are people from all races there, and that's very sad state of affairs that we had. So therefore, I don't think that there is a halachic issue that is so critical to do so. I do think that the person should refrain from doing that, to get down on his knees and ask, because that's something ultimately that the goyim would do. Is it asur to do so? I'm not quite sure it's asur to do so. Is it the best thing to do? Absolutely not. Especially if you're a ben Torah and so on and so forth. You're going to discuss with the girl about this. You're not going to tell, "Would you marry me?" And she'll say, "You, I don't know, I don't think so." You need to talk about those things before you get engaged. are we going to get engaged? And she tells you yes. I says, okay, we'll make the engagement, and then upon engagement, we'll do what we do. We give, in the world today, mainly the Ashkenazi world, there's difference between the yeshivish world and the non-yeshivish world. He gets a watch, he gets a necklace, he gets, okay, fine. But it does not have to be that, proposal. But then again, good luck finding the girl who will be willing to go for this. That's why I'm telling you, you got to look very, very careful at what kind of girl are you going to date. Not only what kind of girl or guy are you going to marry, what kind of girl you're going to date. And you'll save yourself a lot of aggravation further down the road, because all of a sudden you find out that that's not for you. She wants you to go. You'll give her a nice ring, and she wants you to go on her knees and so on. So I know this yeshiva guys who married a yeshiva guy who married a daughter of a Rosh Yeshiva. He didn't have money. His father is not a rich guy, and he didn't have a lot of money. So he bought his wife, a ring. It cost him like $1,000. It's like nothing. And she didn't care. She was more interested in the guy being a Ben Torah. So the ring is meaningless. The ring is meaningless unless you take it as an insurance policy for when you divorce or you have something, But then again, if you're starting your relationship like this, the same thing as the YU prenuptial agreement and all the other stuff they're trying to push everybody's throat nowadays. But I think that ultimately you gotta, the loss of traditions or our knowledge of our traditions cost us a great deal. So therefore, look very carefully who you're gonna marry. Start to get to know your traditions, and if you don't know your per se tradition, so go a little further. So if let's say you're not quite sure that there was a specific authentic Bukhari minhag or Persian minhag or Ashken, so go on the Genesis to see what the Sephardic minhag is. And then adapt that. It will be closer to you. And if you can, so do what Ashkenazim do. And if you can't, make your own minhag. But as far as I'm concerned, I never go what everybody else does. What everybody else does, I don't know. That's just me. What everybody does, I'll do the opposite. Okay? So have a great day and find yourself a good